Yesterday, Chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, took to the Senate floor to make his case for what it's going to take to ensure that this is a fair impeachment trial. Take a look.
Donald J. Trump, the 45th President of the United States, has acted precisely as Hamilton and his contemporaries feared. If you'd like to know what John Bolton had in mind when he thought that Zelensky could favorably impress the president in Warsaw, we can find that out too, just for the asking, and a document called a subpoena. There's a written record of what President Trump told Ambassador Sondland right after that call. Would you like to see that written record? There's a good way to find out what happened on that call because it's in writing.
So, will this, will the Senate Republicans worry that not allowing witnesses makes it look like they might have something to hide? Does it force their hand now? Because he laid it out pretty succinctly.
All I could think of was, how do we look across the globe? The country that liberated Europe, men scaling the walls of Normandy to save democracy. That same country is now withholding information in a democratic trial, in a trial against the country, against this president. I mean, it's just appalling. It sickens me. I woke up this morning, I was so in a rage about what they are doing and how they are not allowing information. We pay your bills. We are, Mitch McConnell, I own you. You work for me. I mean, it's infuriating.
So do you think that what Adam Schiff laid out yesterday had an impact on any of the senators that were there? Do you think that Mitch's adjustment came because of this direct information where he's saying, here's what it is. If you want to know what happened, this is how we find out?
I think that Adam Schiff did an incredible job yesterday. I really do. Bless you. And as someone who has presented these types of arguments, not in front of the Supreme Court or not in a Senate chamber, but certainly in federal court, this is how you do it. And I saw uniform excellence across the board with these House managers. Uniform preparation, uniform competence, and he told a story, and he used the president's own words against him over and over and over again. Jimmy Kimmel made this hysterical, joke yesterday. He said he used Hamilton so many times that he's going to be up for 5 Tony Awards. Is that about Schiff? So I think certainly that Americans watching it were persuaded by it, and 71% of Republicans want Mitch McConnell to call witnesses. 71% of Republicans. That's by a poll.
He doesn't care.
And so I would be shocked that at least 4 Republican senators weren't convinced. And that's all they need. They need 4 Republican senators to vote to hear more witnesses. And I think the American public deserves it and is going to demand that. I really do.
I mean, I think, as usual, I always feel like I live on a different planet than everyone that works on this show, because when I saw Adam Schiff, I actually thought that he seemed very performative, and that he's clearly trying to and that he's clearly trying to take over for Dianne Feinstein at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs for her seat. She's the oldest member of the Senate. At the end of his speech, Cory Booker, Joe Manchin, Tim Scott and Ben Sasse, sorry, I read that wrong, were all walking around in the chamber because they were bored or wanted to leave. And I think there's just a huge disconnect in the way liberals view this and the way conservatives view this. This isn't making a big impact on me one way or another. I think that, and I always do this metaphor wrong, the cast is die, die is cast. You always have to say it from
the cast is die.
And I actually don't think this is going to make that much of a difference in regards. I think if you're a liberal, you think what you guys think. I think if you're a conservative, you think like me, it's performance art.
Possible.
It's possible. Well, let me ask a question. Do you think, even as just an American, if someone is on trial, do you think that following protocol is the right way to go?
Is that directed at me?
It's directed at anybody who wants to answer.
Well, of course, yes, we say yes.
I think not only as an American, I think that you have to follow the Constitution. Well, as an American, you have to follow the Constitution, right? And the Constitution is very clear in terms of impeachment. And the Constitution says that a president may not abuse his power.
Right.
And when you listen to Adam Schiff and you listen to the evidence and you apply the Constitution and the law to the facts, I think the case is pretty clear.
Can I show a clip really quick, though, which is one of the things that swayed me in the opposite direction? We have it.
The president's misconduct cannot be decided at the ballot box, for we cannot be assured that the vote will be fairly won.
Okay.
So I think for me, I always hated it when President Trump said, I won't concede because we don't know if it'll be a fair election. And you have Adam Schiff using this process, which I don't think should have anything to do with this current election, saying that if the president's misconduct can't be decided, we can't be assured that the vote will be fairly won. Why are you even bringing this election into an investigation where you're talking about a phone call that happened? To me, it has, the election right now has nothing to do with it.
To emphasize the importance of the impeachment.
But what I'm saying is that the idea, I didn't like it when Trump did it. I don't like it when he does it now. The idea that there are, fake elections happening or it has something to do with this process. Yeah. And again, as the only conservative in all of New York City,
You're not the only one. Believe me, one of them came up to me last night while I was having dinner.
Where? Find me.
At a restaurant.
Can I say hi to me?
Answer that question? Yeah. I believe the reason that Adam Schiff would ask that, would say that.
There's one in there.
I believe the reason Adam Schiff would refer to the honesty of an election is because this president is on trial for trying to interfere with an election.
But he said we cannot be assured that the vote will be fairly won at the ballot box.
Yeah,
the ballot box is fairly won.
We already know the Russians interfered. That we already know they interfered in 2016.
Makes complete sense.
You can't take the anger about this out of me that I'm not swayed by Adam Schiff.
No, wait. Okay, let's start by saying that nobody's angry here. We're all just having this conversation.
I'm angry at
She's angry at other people. She's
not angry at you.
She ain't pissed at you.
I just don't.
We'll be back because we have more.
It's just logic.